Hi, TK families. I'm Mrs. Nicolosi, and I am so glad you are here for our back to school night presentation. Here's a little bit about me. And our TK program is the first of a 2-year kindergarten program. It is developmental, and it is hands-on versus worksheets. We're going for a depth of knowledge for the kids. It is taught by credentialed teachers, and I have a specialization in early childhood education. The emphasis is on our social emotional well-being first. Academics come second, although we do plenty of academics in our program. And we're going to focus on learning through purposeful play experiences. It is 5 days a week, 3 hours and 20 minutes each day, and there are AM PM classes that overlap. We use Preschool GLAD, Guided Oral Language Design Strategies. These are some of the strategies that we use in TK to promote oral language development and vocabulary acquisition. After they are taught, students will interact with these materials for a deeper learning. Our themes this year, and when we go into a theme, we do bring it into all aspects of our classroom. So it will go into our Play-Doh area, into our art area, into our dramatic play area, into our science centers. It goes everywhere. In language and literacy, these are some of the interactive strategies we use to become readers. So we might take a pocket chart that is familiar with a song or a chant where children get to interact and read it. Or maybe they're going to take story props and retell a familiar story. We'll look at sounds, beginning, middle, and ending sounds. We'll take sound chunks and put them together and take them apart, like in syllables. We'll look at rhyming words, and we'll be using both the benchmark advanced sound spelling cards as well as Zoophonics this year. Learning Without Tears is a hands-on research-based program that promotes children to be able to see the letters. So we're going to be building the letters, but we will also be working on those fine motor skills as well, so that children will be able to write for extended periods of time. We will use Starfall journals this year, and students will experience a variety of writing in a developmental way. So they're going to have modeled writing while they're Watch Me. They will copy things that I do. They will be doing phonemic writing with pictures, and as well as dictation, which they'll say what they want written down, and then I get to write it for them, and they get to see their story coming to life. Here's what developmental math looks like in TK. Some of the concepts that we will be learning are counting with one-to-one correspondence, subitizing, which just is fancy for can you tell me quickly how many are there, composing and decomposing numbers, again fancy for adding and subtracting, geometry, number sense, measurement, and ordinal numbers are just some of what we'll be doing. Teacher-led PE will be both inside and outside the classroom. We will use music and scarves and bean bags and a variety of other materials to promote gross motor development. These are some of the science learning opportunities that students will have this year. We'll use eyedroppers, magnets, magnifying lenses, and a variety of other things to explore the world around us and make connections. Ramps and Pathways is taught using challenges, and then students work in small groups to see if they can accomplish the challenge. They will learn about many science and engineering principles as learn to cooperate with each other. Building 21st century skills and habits of mind and building blocks. So we go to a blocks room. You'll hear your children talking about this. And as we learn about each of our themes, we will build new things. So we're starting with a house this week, and in about 3 weeks, we're going to start on a bank and market, and then the children will need to go to the bank and then go to the market and use the money they just got from the bank to purchase the items from the market, and then take those items home and put them away in the proper space. Children during our building blocks time will be working on collaboration and communication, critical thinking, creativity, character, connections to the real world, perseverance, listening to others, and following directions. And we'll continue to build throughout all the themes in TK. This is free choice connection time and what you might see during that connection time. Research says that children learn best through purposeful play. So choice and play are what we offer our students. This allows them to explore. They will explore their new learning and make new connections. Families, you're going to have questions about the timing of things that are going on in TK, and I hope that I am super good with communicating that, and if I'm not, we're going to have some other slides about getting in touch with me, so don't hesitate to get in touch with me if you need to. But you can look at the calendar if you're curious about what children are sharing. We don't do free choice share. It'll always be based on our theme, and I always ask for very specific kinds of share. So let your child pick it out. How you can help is help them practice at home, and then take a picture on Seesaw, and then their picture is really big and they're not trying to show something that's this big, and it really engages the rest of the students. We're promoting oral language development. So we want the children to be able to stand and project their voice, stay on topic. We want to answer questions. We want to ask questions. We want to be able to sit respectfully during that share time. So we're working on a variety of things for a variety of students. And another thing that you can do at home is read to your child every day for 20 minutes. If your child wants to read the same book over and over and over again, I know my kids did, it's okay. You can also read in your home language, because what we're promoting is that vocabulary development. Because right now we're still in that first 5 and they say read right now, because this is, you're making the base for that. We will not have paper pencil homework. And here are our social emotional programs. So the conscious discipline, zones of regulation, second step, they're all programs that I've been trained in. And you might hear a child talk about a safe place. We haven't introduced it yet. We're not quite ready for it. Breathing techniques to calm our bodies down. Or you might hear them talk about, I was in the blue zone and I was a little sleepy, and what they had to do to awake their body a little bit. This is Lou and Lily, our puppets that help us learn about our second step program. Children are going to rotate through 8 different areas. They sit with the same kids that they rotate through. So they're at snack, they're going to go, the 8 or so children that are in that group are going to sit at one table, and then that whole table will go to a rotation, and every 1 to 2 days they'll go to a new one. When we're at the end of our rotations, I will change the students' groups, so they'll be with some new kids and get to meet new kids. And but you know, if they come home and say, I didn't like what I did today, they don't have to do it every day. Technology and TK. We have iPads 1-to-1 for half our class. And in class, we'll be using the Seesaw app and ST Math. So if you hear them talking about Penguin Math or GG Math, you'll know that they're talking about ST Math. Technology for home. Hopefully you've gotten your chance to sign up for Balloons. I did send home the directions in your child's red folder. If you need that again, just reach out to me. I'd be happy to get it to you again. If we need to go home and do learning, you will need to have access to Google Classroom. I'll send more information later, but you might need your child's NT username or NT password. And then Seesaw you'll be using for your share object, so you can take a picture of it, as well as taking a picture of your reading log. You are welcome to bring the reading log to class as well. Here's the Zoom information if we are able to do some Zoom meetings. I'm hoping our conferences can be through Zoom, because I'm not. Anyways, I'll keep you posted as I hear more. Our school-wide positive behavior system is We Roar at Glen Yermo. So you might have seen your child come home with what they call a ticket. It's a roar ticket. So they were respectful, they were kind, they were safer, they were responsible. Please ask your child, why did you get this? We want to promote their deeper understanding of what it means to be each of these. Your red folder will go home most Fridays, and I would appreciate if you look at it and then return it on Monday. Sometimes there's some time-sensitive things in your child's folder, so I'd take a peek at it. If you need to email me, you can. We're getting more and more of our families on Blooms, so feel free to reach out to me through Blooms. On our calendar, we have the share, and then of course we'll have 2 conferences. What I really want is I really want to make sure you understand I am here. I am here to help you navigate this process, and so please reach out to me and we can set up some time to talk if it's more than just a quick email. Your child only has about 10 minutes to eat, so you only really need to send them with a small amount of food that they can eat in that time. It just needs to get them through to the end of their school day, so 11:55 for our morning kiddos and 1:35 for our afternoon kiddos. Think in terms of you want this to be something that helps their body and mind think till the end of school. Help your child become independent, please. We have 1 campus supervisor for 32 children, so maybe you can put a little cut in a prepackaged food. I know you can't do that with yogurts, but that's about the only thing. Help them practice opening and closing the containers. And if you would care to have your child have free lunch this year, it is being offered. The students will get it at 10:35. I ask them when they come to school if they need it. If you want your child to have it and they're not getting it, you need to email me by about 7:30 in the morning, because I don't necessarily check my email after that. Additional information, our district has said that masks cannot have a gasket, may not be made of lace, or have holes in them. If your child needs a mask, I have extras at school. Please make sure that your children's underwear are covered when they sit on the ground, so maybe some shorts. And then help them, it's time to help them learn to take care of their clothing. So maybe in their shoes, buttons and snaps and laces. Also, closed-toed shoes are very helpful to keep children from having toe injuries on the playground. Make sure to label everything, everything, because your children say it's not mine. And when the weather turns, this is super important to get the tag in their shirt and write their name in Sharpie, because they don't remember it's theirs and they don't always put it into their backpack. Report cards and conferences. Soon in September, at the end of the month, we'll be having a parent-teacher goal-setting conference. In November, you'll get a report card. In March, we will have a parent-teacher conference with a report card, and in June, you'll get another report card. Here is our schedule. There is an overlap between the 2 classes where everybody is all together at the same time from 10:15 to 11:55. And the important thing is our day is so short that I would really appreciate if you could get your child. They should be coming to the gate about 10 minutes before school starts so they can finish all the things that they need to do, so we can start school at 8:35 and we can start school at 10:15, and we're not waiting for those things. The district wellness policy is your child needs to be free of all these things without Advil or Tylenol. If they need antibiotics for some sort of infection, that is different. This is your symptom check that you should be doing daily beforehand. It's also on the district website. Here's some things that PTA has done in the past. If you would like to consider joining PTA, they are awesome. And I'm excited to have you and your child in our class and part of our Glen Yermo family. And now it's time for questions.